Well, look at that. It's Tuesday again. You know what that means? Trucking Talks Live. Oh, hey, we've got cool people coming on today. Jenny, she's going to be here shortly. She had some issues she had to go deal with beforehand. She'll be here in a few minutes. Uh, this lady's done a lot in the trucking industry. Jenny, if you've ever had a question about different aspects of the industry, she's probably touched on some of it. And if she doesn't know, she knows how to get it. So sit back, get your coffee, your Mountain Dew, whatever it is you're going to do. And we're going to be right back after, you know how we do this. Pound 10 drink, Rosie said.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
So we started looking for a way to save money on fuel. And we were turned on to the ES Advantage program for fuel first. So we got a hold of Jeff Reese, and he ran us through that program. And man, we were starting to save. And then we started talking to them. Well, we saw their website, and we said, Jeff, what's this thing about insurance and accounting and
right.
You lease trucks, what?
Right, and that's the thing, is we only knew it as a fuel card. And when we started digging deeper, I mean, we ended up getting hooked up with an insurance provider, Seabright Agency, and they created an entire insurance program just for us and our people. And from that, we've learned that, you know, now there's even more potential. There's a greater opportunity, and it's completely opened up our eyes and broadened our vision into what it is we're trying to do, which is help people do better. Wrapped with the ES community just makes that process so much easier.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Hey now. Oh, we're on the wrong side. God, why does it do that? I see you, Jenny. Hang tight. Yeah. Hey, Donna, I can't promise clean language. We have a guest today. I can't promise it, so don't get mad at me. I'm just warning, fair warning. I'm sure she'll try, but you know, whatever. Look, she's been in the trucking industry for way too long yeah, I'm just saying. You know what, let me just throw you up there, because if you're ready, I'll throw you up. You want to do that? Give me a nod. There we go. Look at that. Hey, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, you're good. You are you good? Good.
I'm good. I'm fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I know I fall apart.
Yeah, it's all right. I've had my moment, so we're good.
Okay. I'm not even gonna bring it up anymore. I'm just gonna leave it go. I don't like this handle stuff in chat, because now I don't know who anybody is. I don't like it. It doesn't say people's names anymore. It only shows their @ handles, and I don't like it because some people have some crazy @ handles.
Some of them are like 2 screens long.
Right, two lines long.
Right?
Yep, long.
Like, I mean, look at, good Lord, Donna. That is huge long. Hi, Peter. Look, Peter, don't get me in trouble. You just plug your ears when you think I might say something bad, because I don't want your mom coming after me, man. She scares me a little bit. You know what? I want to share this video real quick, just because, you know, why not? And then we'll introduce you, Jenny. Hang on.
Sure, that sounds great.
This video kind of threw me off. Our dude, did he change his handle? He did. I was telling people how to change the handles. The Undertaker, yeah, he sent me a dash cam that he got, and this is scary. Look at this nonsense. Don't look at all my tabs. Shut up. I didn't want to hear about the tabs. All right. People are just gonna be like, but watch this. This is nuts. He's driving along, minding his own business, just happy as heck, just getting out there and passing people. And then you watch that little right fender mirror. Watch this. Watch this. Oh my God. Some things are gonna happen. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Whoa!
Whoa.
Sweet Jesus. And that dude almost lost it right there into that bridge rail. And then he like slows down all of a sudden. He's like, oh, I made it. I really don't have anywhere else to go important. He just, what the actual is with people? I don't understand it. They all need to get off the road. And I did something weird there because nobody's on stage now. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Now I can remove it. Oh my gosh, that made the screen blank. Yeah, dude, that freaked me out. I was watching, I was like, oh my God. Anyhow, whatever. Yeah, so Undertaker. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. Charley losing internet. Sean, you can't type. I'm just saying, bro. I don't even know what the heck you're trying to say. Who knows? No promises, Pete said. That's funny. So, Jenny.
Yes.
Jenny. No, that never gets old, right? I'm sure
Never.
in your life. Jenny. I'm if I come back to that a lot, it's triggered in my brain. It's like an earwig right now. And my brain.
You're fine. You're fine.
Look,
He's
so
a broken person.
I got to put you up here too. This is weird. I can't have you down there. That's better. Yeah.
There I am.
Yes, on the bottom. That's weird, Jeff. God, why would you do that? Whatever. Totally me. Jenny, introduce yourself.
My name is Jennifer Chrestman. I am the owner of Freight Recovery Specialists, a transportation-specific collections agency. I help carriers, brokers, and factors recover money from unpaid freight invoices, and I fight fraud for a hobby.
Yes. The fighting fraud for a hobby is how I actually met Jenny, because we like to talk bad about Jason Pote and people like that.
I mean, didn't mean to just throw names out there like that, but yes, fraudulent. You tell lies. That's fraudulent too.
He's been the focus lately. He's been the special child in the bunch. But we're not going to talk about Jason, that guy. And I don't. Yeah. See, look at that, Pete. I did.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
That's true. I can't make that promise, but I'm trying not to. I'm going to try not to, best that I can. So you know what? Give us a little more background on.
Actually, I've been in the industry for 2 decades. I started out as a driver. I was a driver for over 6 years. I worked at a brokerage as a track and trace expert, improving on-time delivery and onboarding carriers for carrier compliance. And I was a logistics coordinator for Williams-Sonoma Pottery Barn in West Elm, where I scheduled all of the outlet store deliveries from the 6 regionalized distribution centers for several years there. And then I got into collections. When I was a driver, I hauled asphalt. I know you thought I was going to say the bad word, but I didn't. And where if you haul asphalt, you spend more time in reverse than you do in forward. So I'm a good backer upper or good reverser.
Nice.
So. But that's what I've been doing lately, is just fighting the good fight with fraud. There's fraud every day out there. It's gotten so rampant. It's in every facet of our industry. We see it in the brokers. We see it in the carriers. We see it in insurance. We see it all over the place now.
It's insane. Like the amount of fraud that's out there and the way people are committing fraud is, I mean, they're getting creative.
Just when you think you get it figured out, they come up with another one.
Yeah, definitely AI is in there. They're like, hey, AI, I've been busted on these 87 types of fraud. I need some new info. And look, they're like, okay, try this. And you're like, okay. And yeah, oh my gosh, seriously. But what a lot of people don't understand, most of our audience, right, are typically people that are leased to major carriers,
Mhm.
and they don't have to worry about the other stuff, you know. But
Right.
we do have folks out there that tune in and watching the replays and things like that, whether they're here live or not. I don't know. Hey, DJ,
But
they
it's going to take everybody to get our arms around this fraud. Even if you're a
right.
company driver and you're parked somewhere and you see somebody putting different DOT numbers on the side of their truck or papering over their DOT numbers and putting a new DOT number up on the side of their truck, it might be, something that you want to report in, because that's probably an instance. I mean, if they're not decaling the whole truck by taking off the old ones and putting on new ones, likely they're just being fraudulent.
So right, and I see that argument. But then we have things like where people are trip leasing. Like for us, I have to cover up all of Swift's decals
Mhm.
and put a new magnet up that says who I'm pulling that trip for. And
Yeah,
so
but the people I'm
see
talking
some of
about,
that,
they have white butcher paper with duct tape around the
right?
edges, and they got a black crayon or marker,
Yeah.
and they're scrubbing.
Most of the ones that I see, honestly, like a lot of the videos that I see are guys like they're like peeling off the old one or just putting up a new magnet and stacking magnets,
Mhm. Could be.
and I try to be the optimist here, and I'm like, well, maybe these are people that they regularly pull for under their
Sure.
authority as power only, and maybe they're just
Well, I would
they're
think
waiting for these
I
other
would think
customers.
that I would think pre-printed magnets would be an indication that it's legit, and
It
butcher
depends,
paper maybe
because you can
not.
only be leased on to one carrier at a time. I mean, if you have 10 different company magnets in your truck.
No, but that's the thing. Like with us,
But
Jenny,
that's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
at Swift, like if I operate under their authority
Right.
until
True.
I step out and trip lease, which I'm
No,
allowed to do by
I got
contract,
you.
right?
Trip lease. Mhm.
Because they won't let me run Joe Snuffy's freight on
On
Swift's
their
DOT
DOT.
number, right? So
Right.
I have insurance for that. I've got all the stuff,
Right.
and I've got a magnet. Pow!
Right.
I got a new magnet. I don't really, but because I haven't done any, it just seems like a lot of work to me. But we got a bunch of guys that do it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Power to you. Then they have trouble getting paid, and that's when they should call Jenny.
Yes. So that's when you
'Cause they're
call
like,
me if
I
you're
don't
not
even
getting
know.
paid.
We've had guys at Swift that trip leased, looked like a great deal, right?
Right.
Right.
Friend of a friend, $4 freight, and then they don't get paid, and they end up
Right.
losing their truck as a result.
Well, they should be
Because
And they're
part
on
calling
of
like
me, and I
net
should be getting them
30s,
paid.
50s.
because part of
So
the
if
deal when you step outside of a mega carrier and do that is you have to stroke a check for that lease payment each week.
Right.
The
That's
lease
right.
company doesn't care where the money comes from.
Nope.
They want that check every single week. And when you don't get paid from this killer deal,
Right.
you got no money to pay to stroke a check with.
We had like 10 people that were all trip leasing to one individual out there that
Yep.
one of them told them about, and every single one of them got hosed.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
I don't know how long ago that was, but we can go back up to 18 months to recover freight payments.
Yeah, I want to say it
So
was like 2
we're
years ago.
working. Yeah, we're working May 1st of 24 forward right now. So anybody that has any
Mhm.
unpaid freight invoices from May 1st of 2024 all the way through current, we can help you get paid for those. People don't realize that there are people like me out there that work specifically in the industry, and
Right.
a lot of people don't realize that if the broker's gone out of business or if they're fraudulent, we can still recover that money by pursuing the beneficial third parties. That you
Yeah.
have the right to pursue those beneficial third parties, the shippers, consignees, and anyone listed on the BOL that's a beneficial party. I
Right.
know we recovered something from Amazon one time where they built an Amazon building on top of the dirt that was hauled in there that they didn't get paid to haul in. So the dirt hauler didn't get paid to haul the dirt in. They built the Amazon building on top of it. They benefited from the delivery of that dirt, so Amazon paid for the dirt.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I've had
There you go.
situations where I had Home Depot. So Home Depot bought one of my carriers a new trailer when they lost their trailer. I had a carrier drop off a trailer at Home Depot to be unloaded. They move it out to the yard. The yard dog takes it, moves it around the corner to their overflow lot where there was no security, no
Oh.
cameras, no anything. And they called and said, "Hey, we're done with your trailer." It was like 3:30 in the afternoon in California. So we said, "Well, I'll just come get it in the morning." He goes over at 9 o'clock in the morning and he goes, "Where's my trailer? It's not here." And there were two other guys walking around the yard going, "Where's our trailers? It's not here."
Oh God.
And so,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't a brand new trailer, so we just told them that they had to purchase a trailer of similar spec and year, and then I made sure they put new rubber on it, the skirting and the stickering that
Nice.
California requires because it's in California,
California.
and all those extra expenses, and made sure that the guy got basically back what he was out.
That's awesome. I've always wondered about that because you know, you see some of these kind of just blank trailers that are out there and they're unsecured and there's no kingpin lock on it. And you're like, man, that seems risky to me.
And especially if you plate it in a state that has permanent trailer plates where you don't have to replate it or anything.
Right.
So I
Right.
had a carrier who dropped a trailer off at an Amazon facility. It was supposed to be loaded. When he went back to get it, they decided to cancel that load. They weren't going to do it. He went to go get his trailer, and they had given the trailer to another carrier, and
Oh,
it was
geez.
gone for 3 years. It got pulled over on the side of the road in a random, and
Wow.
lo and behold, you have a stolen trailer. And they
Oh
said,
my
"Oh,
God.
well, it was restickered into somebody else's fleet. They didn't know where it came from, so we're just going to use it." They restickered it into their fleet, and they called the guy and said,
Wow.
"You can come get it." You know, he was in Texas, and I think he had to go out to California or Nevada to get it. It was on the side of the road.
That's insane. Like, how, what would even possess them to be like, oh yeah, we don't know where this trailer came from, but let's use it.
So
You
that's
know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
You know,
In a normal company.
people don't think about putting themselves in the other person's shoes. You know, they often forget that. You know, when you if somebody parks a trailer in my yard and I go and I get it and I let another carrier use it and then it leaves my yard and I don't know where it is, how would I feel if
Right.
that was my trailer? You know,
Right.
and I mean,
Mhm.
I've seen that happen, and shippers and receivers need to be mindful that if there are trucks in their yard, they need to call their carriers to come get it or call their brokers whose loads they had hauled in to tell their carrier to come get it. They need to not give it to somebody else. Sometimes they can't help it. Sometimes somebody will just come in and hook up to it, take it and leave. But I mean,
Right.
as far as assigning it out, they should not do that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy. Like, oh man. And see, that's the problem with like the Amazons and the Home Depots and those giant places, because they just don't care. They're like, whatever, man. There's 52,000 trailers out there in our yard, and we don't know what one of them is because even with our little trackers on it, we don't know what the hell it is, even though they say what they do.
So for Amazon loads, if you get an Amazon load and you don't get paid for Amazon loads, I can typically get you paid for those as long as you have never had a lease. You've never signed an Amazon relay agreement before or signed
Okay.
an Amazon brokerage agreement. So if you sign one of those, they're going to say, well, you should have known better than to take it from somebody other than Amazon. But so that they won't pay you. But if you've never
Right.
signed an Amazon relay lease or Amazon brokerage broker care agreement, then you can I can submit those invoices and they will pay 50% of whatever the rate con was
Oh
for.
wow.
And so you won't get your full amount, you won't get rich by it by any means, but you will keep from going under potentially.
Right.
And they don't question too much about it just as long as you've got the proper. It's got to be on an Amazon BOL. It's got to have the
Right.
VRID number on it, and it has to not have been you have not been able to have signed one of their contracts, and they'll pay you.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm
but
afraid of Amazon. I don't like them.
everybody should know that you cannot get an Amazon load unless you're getting it from Amazon Relay or Amazon Brokerage. Okay. And then what makes me
Mhm.
kind of irritated is we've done Amazon for how many years now? How many years has Amazon been around? Like 10 now?
Right.
Factoring companies should know this and they should not be buying loads that originate in an Amazon DC and go to an
Right.
Amazon DC because it's an Amazon load if it didn't come from Amazon. And so if you're factoring those loads, you're enabling the fraudulent brokers that have.
Right.
And what they're doing is they age up a carrier to 6 months old because you have to be 6 months old in order to get an Amazon relay load. So they age up some carriers to be 6 months old or buy an MC number that's 6 months old
Right.
that's not ever signed with Amazon Relay before, and they go and they get the sign the Amazon Relay, and they just pillage the load board and take down all
Wow.
the loads that they can, and then they start handing them out with no intention of paying carriers.
Good Lord.
Huh.
See,
Wow.
like so with my carrier, they're really pushing the relay thing for us. They're like, hey, you got to get this app. You got to get blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I ain't doing it. because it used to be, we ran a ton of Amazon. We had a good account with them, and it was great. I loved it. And then it started getting a little sketchy, and I was running certain lanes, and like Jersey down to somewhere south. I knew that there was like 2 or 3 loads that would come on a daily basis, but only the first load was guaranteed to ship, right? Everything else was, if they had more orders going down that lane, then whatever. So I had great people. I'd be like, look, talking to our planner, I'm like, hey, I'll take the Amazon load if it's the first one scheduled. Otherwise, I ain't taking it. I might take a second. But then they cancel on us. Now, then it was more than 50% cancellation, and we didn't get paid to go there. As contractors, we didn't get paid to go. We waited all day. We drove over to Amazon. We sat there for another 8 hours after we checked in. And then they're like, yeah, bro, I don't even know why you're here. This thing canceled yesterday. You're like, wait, what?
I've been sitting here for how long? Why?
Right. And then my carrier's like, no, man, we're not paying you nothing because, whatever. And I'm like, you guys suck, bro.
I used to run Seattle to Phoenix and back. I ran from Seattle to Phoenix and back for Amazon for, almost a year.
Right.
But it was
it serves its purpose if you have.
It was about a 50%.
If there are facilities close to you, was that even then?
Yeah, I was running students at the time.
Cancellation even then.
Yeah, this was maybe 10 years ago when they were really ramping up. Like they didn't have 10 DC. They didn't have 10 fulfillment centers in Phoenix back then,
right?
Like they do now. And it was I think it was SEA 1 to PHX 2,
right?
Type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But
and if you have facilities that are near you and it makes sense, you can make a lot of money running those lanes. You can book them, they'll put up several days of loads, subsequent, you can get the same lane over and over again. And, it can be worthwhile. So, wow. I mean, it can be lucrative. You just have to make sure that you get all your invoicing turned in properly and on time to make sure you get paid for it in the right week so that you keep your money going right. I've seen the inside of Amazon Relay where you do all the accounting stuff, and it can be a little crazy if you don't know what you're looking at. But once you kind of get to know the back end of it, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got to tell you, I'm just at this point. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm kind of tired of holding the steering wheel for a bit because I'm back to a point right now where I have to hold the steering wheel. And for a while, I didn't have to. I just got to. But my brain right now is I have to again, and I don't like it. So it's becoming just, tedious at some point. So I'm not willing to jump out and get my own numbers and go do that Amazon stuff right now. I mean, I got a truck that runs. It's ugly as hell. It's retired. It's got 1.8 million miles on it, sitting out on a piece of property I have, just sitting there alone, looking after the property.
But you don't get to enjoy the property because you're always in the truck.
Yeah, and so I'm like, but I don't want to do it, man. I just don't want to jump out there and do it. But I'm glad other people are. But and I'm glad there's people like you that do what you do because they just don't know what to do when things don't go right. They don't know how to.
Let's talk about how it gets to be fraudulent in the first place, because some people may not know, how did I get a fraudulent load? How did this load get double brokered? So the way this works is typically there are carrier entities that are created for the express purpose of taking loads off of the load board. That's what they're created for. No other reason. They're the carrier. This is why brokers were asking for inspections, because there are these carriers that are created. They have 0 inspections. However, I will tell you, the 0 inspection thing is not a hard and fast rule. So there are rules there are traits, the characteristic traits that you're like, oh, that's for definite fraud. And then there are ones that are like, that could be fraud. I mean, it raises the red flag. It makes the hair on your neck stand up a little bit, but you have to do more checking. So, and for example, I'll give you a good one for that. On the DAT load board, we have found that all of the fraudulent broker entities that we find on DAT, all of their names are in all capital letters. That does not mean that everybody whose name is in all capital letters is fraudulent. It just happens to be that all of them that we have found for the most part over the last 4 or 5 years, all of the fraudulent ones have been in all capital letters. So it's one of those things that you can check the box as I need to do more research, not as a definitive this is fraud. So that's just one of those an example. So that same thing applies with carriers with no inspections. It's something that makes you go, I wonder if they're really a real carrier. Are they really running? I mean, if they've got 10 trucks and they're going across state lines regularly, they should get an inspection somewhere at least once. But if you have one truck and you're running the same lane over and over again, a lot of times officers see the same truck going the same way all the time. They are like, this guy takes care of his truck. He's always on point going through here. He's always, clean and whatever. Then we're not going to mess with him. And he might go 2 years easily without having an inspection because they're looking for the ones held together with duct tape and dental floss. So, if your truck isn't clean, you're doing PMs on your truck is clean, you're keeping up your maintenance and everything, you may not get pulled in within 2 years. So that leaves you with 0 inspections. Does that make you fraudulent? No, it's just one of those things that because there are carrier entities created for the purpose of taking loads off the load board that never move a truck, that they were looking for proof that you're an actual moving carrier. So so those carriers take the load off the load board and they go, hey, broker friend, and they hand it off over here to the broker friend and they say, here's a load for you. And that broker friend is a fraudulent broker, and they are out there for the express purpose of posting loads on the load board for an enticing amount that makes you want to haul it. And then you say, oh, I got a really good one, it's a great rate for this lane, and you take the load and now they have you and they have no intention of ever paying you. And when you go to call them up, they're in the wind, they're gone. And there's been 2 instances of broker transparency granted by the FMCSA. Everybody's most familiar with Pink Cheetah and Dakota Springfield in her fight against TQL, but I actually was granted broker transparency against Uber Freight. So that one was a very interesting situation. This is a story that I love to tell. This carrier did everything spot on correct. If it wasn't for this correctness, we wouldn't have gotten paid what we got paid. So the carrier wasn't given a pickup number. He says that's typical because they'll give the load to 2 or 3 people. Whoever gets there first gets the pickup number. And so he told his drivers, he had team drivers, they were picking up in Oregon and they were going to, I think, Massachusetts or Vermont or somewhere on the East Coast. But they were picking up. He says, look, when you pick this load up, I want you to load at the shipper, just go down the street from the shipper a couple blocks and park and send me the paperwork. So they sent him the paperwork, and lo and behold, right on the paperwork, it says Uber Freight. So he calls up Uber. He had recently signed up with Uber to drive with them, and he hadn't hauled any loads for them, but he was signed up to. And he said, look, I've got this load, and I think it's double brokered. Now, if you catch it on the front side while you're in transit with it, typically that broker will rate con you directly with them and onboard you so they can make sure they pay the appropriate carrier. So he calls them up. He says, do you want to give me your rate con directly? They said, no, it's okay. Maroon Trucking and Delta Dune, they're a good company. You are going to get paid. We work with them all the time. He says, there's too many hands in this. I don't want to haul this. I'm going to take it back to the shipper. And they said, no, whatever you do, don't do that. We've got to get this out there. It's got to deliver on Monday. And he says, no, no. I want to take it back. So 3 times he tried to take it back to the shipper. And they said, look, you're going to get paid on this. We've worked with them many times. They're good companies. Go ahead and haul it. You're going to get paid. So he's finally reluctantly, didn't want to ruffle the feathers of the company he just signed on with. And he said, look, all right, fine, I'll go ahead and haul it. So he sends his drivers in true team fashion, boogity across over to the East Coast. And on Monday they get there. They said, oh, we're not going to take you today. We're going to lay you over till Tuesday. And they said, well, gee, that would have been nice to know. So we didn't have to hurry over here. We could save fuel. But anyway, so they sat there and they laid over and then they delivered the next day. So 15 days goes by. Now it's time to collect on our invoice. And they reach out to Delta Dune. No answer. Emails bounce. They're gone. So he calls Uber Freight. He says, Uber, hey, that load you said I was going to get paid on? They're gone. He said, what do you mean they're gone? Let us call. We're going to call them. Hang on. We're going to call them. So Uber calls Delta Dune. They're gone. Nothing. So they said, you're right. We can't get home. I'm going to give it my management team. We'll get back to you. And now Uber starts ghosting him. Because they don't know what to say. I mean, we promised you were going to get paid. What are we going to do? So they just started ghosting him. So he was forced to call me. And so he gives me my paperwork and and he says, look, I sent them the rate con from Delta Dune to Uber to show them. This is what they were told me I was going to get. He says, here's all the text messages I had. All the text messages. He says, here's load board screenshots that show I could have taken any other load off the load board for the same amount. So this wasn't just so high priced that I should have known better. He said, so I don't know what else to do. He says, they won't pay me. So I had my collector demand to Uber to pay this. So, Uber didn't respond. So we reach out to the shippers and consignees. Hello, your broker's not paying us, so we need you to pay. So this was wine that was taken out there. So this winery called, or brewing company called to Uber and said, an email, are you going to take care of this? Why are they calling us to pay this? Uber said, don't worry about it. We're going to pay them this week. We got it taken care of. They didn't say anything about a rate reduction or anything. They just said, we're going to pay them. So it comes time to pay, and Uber sends over a settlement agreement for the load was supposed to be $88.50. It was for $6,000. I was like, nope, that's not going to work for me.
God.
That doesn't work for me. And he was like, well, that's what we paid. That's what we had agreed to pay our carrier. I was like, sorry. You went into this with your eyes wide open. He tried to get you from the beginning to give him the rate con. You didn't want to. You guaranteed he was going to get paid. You're going to pay the $88.50 because you knew it on the front side. You had their rate con, for God's sakes. So here's the thing. They only paid Delta Dune $7,100. But Delta Dune said they were going to pay $88.50. So Uber should have known when they got that rate con that Delta Dune had no intention of paying. Because who's going to pay more than what you got paid, And so they should have pulled the plug on it right then, but they didn't. And so I continue to press on, and now my carrier is getting antsy. It's like, look, this is a $10,000 load, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a one truck operator here. Owner. My team, I had to pay my team. If we have one breakdown, we're toast now.
Yeah.
And so then he says, I want interest. I want the collections paid. Why do I have to pay for the collections? He says, I shouldn't have to go to this effort. And he said, and I need my layover. So they gave him $250 of the $500 team layover that he was supposed to get. I said, nope, it's $500 for the team layover. I said, so we wound up negotiating that we would get rid of the interest if they paid the collections and the team layover. And they tried to circumvent me and negotiate with my client. He was a good guy. Sent him right back to me and said, go talk to her. She's the lady with the paper now. And at the end, the end result was Uber wound up paying almost $12,000 to us, which was the line haul plus one $250 layover and the collections fees on it. And they also paid Maroon Trucking for that load, the $6,000 that they told them that they would pay them. And here's the great part. They even paid them the layover.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you knew they weren't the delivering carrier from the time they picked it up. So why would you pay them a layover?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but we made them pay. Yep. So that was that was almost $12,000 they had to pay for that. And they paid the $6,000 to Maroon Trucking. So they wound up paying, almost $12,000 more than they intended to.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? That would suck being on that end of it. Oh my God.
Yeah. When I sent when I told them we wouldn't take the $6,000, they said, well, that's what you're going to get. And I said, well, I'm going to invoke broker transparency. That's the big thing we hear about a lot, right? Broker transparency. 371.3, and getting the records of the transactions, and they didn't want to give them to me. So I had to call the FMCSA and sit on the phone with them, and I had to give them all of the information I had. And they were like, oh yeah, you should probably have that. So they had to actually go, and I don't think they had to physically show up at their office, but they first told them no, they weren't going to share it. And they said, yes, you are. And so then Uber finally gave them the records, and they redacted some of it. I don't even know what they redacted. It was silly, whatever they had to. And then, so I knew what they had been paid for it, and I knew what they paid. Uber had only been paid, I think $7,100. They paid Delta Dune $6,000. And then we were contracted for $88.50. So they wound up having to pay for that. And my thing with that was, I said, big box brokers like Uber, like CH Robinson, like TQL, the big guys that everybody knows the name of, they should be out there setting the bar for the industry out there. Everybody is looking at them. And if you're getting away with that stuff, the little guys are going to want to get away with it too.
Yeah, I hear a lot of crazy things about Uber Freight and TQL and those guys. And look, because I haven't dipped my feet into that side of things, I just stay out of those conversations. But you know what I mean? I'm happy at my big giant carrier. I'm not gonna lie. It's good for me.
So my thing is with TQL, I say that's like playing Russian roulette. You could haul for TQL for years and years and years and never have a problem. But when they get you, they're going to get you good, and they are going to get you.
Oh man.
I'm just telling you, and that's I've just seen it happen so many times. I've seen a loyal carrier whose complete bread and butter comes from them, and he had a breakdown 100 miles from the shipper. They had to send a truck out, and they wound up making him pay almost half of the line haul for the
Oh, wow.
recovery. And I mean, it was crazy because he let them use his trailer. He thought that was kind of a trade-off. Like, I'm not making you transload it. You can take my trailer, just return it. So they
Right.
asked him, where do you want to return? Do you want it to return to California? He goes, yeah, I guess that's where the truck is. Go ahead. Well, they were delivered in Texas, and his shop, they're from Texas. His shop was in Texas, and they said, well, we had to bring the trailer all the way back to California, so that's why we charged you. He says, if I would have known that, I would have had you leave it in Texas. I would have sent somebody up to get it.
Right.
Right. So, there's just things like that I had a situation where I had a carrier at TQL. They went round and round at this dry storage. When you leave the dry storage, they give you the print off of all of your BOLs. Here's all the BOLs for this. And he looks through it. He goes, oh, no, there's a stop missing. He said, come back around. They took his paperwork from and shredded it. Comes back around and they loaded it on there. He comes back to the window and they give him his paperwork. He goes, oh, they're not in the right order. If they're not in the right order, they're going to mess this up. And so they said, all right, give me the paperwork back. He takes all the paperwork back. So he has no paperwork still. And he goes all the way around. They take the pallets off, put pallets back on, scan them. They get to the BOLs. He goes, he makes the delivery. They send the paperwork to TQL, say, is this good for billing? They said, yep, go ahead and bill it out. They send it to their factoring company and get a $12,000 claim. Because when they took some of the pallets off, they must have left some of them off. And so when they scanned the pallets back on, the BOLs they got matched the freight that was on the truck.
Right.
But there were some POs missing because they left the freight on the dock.
Oh.
Well, I said, well, if the freight was left on the dock, it's still got to be on the dock, right? Or it's got to be an overage somewhere.
Right.
Oh, we don't know where it is, though. So you're going to pay $12,000.
What the?
Wow.
Good
Let's not look
God.
for it.
And it's not even anything like you have control over.
It doesn't matter. We give you a driver's worksheet that comes with all the PO numbers on it with your rate con. And so it's the driver's job to check off all 70 of these PO numbers and make sure he's got them all.
Wow.
And a BOL stack that's about 4 inches thick now.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it,
wow.
then now he said, ma'am, it's like going to the store and getting the recipe, getting the recipe ingredients for a recipe, and you forgot the onions. I said, but if I forgot the onions, they're still at the store and they don't charge me for them.
Right.
And he said, well, you don't, you're going to pay for them here.
Yeah.
So I said, well, hey, wait a minute. The paperwork he has matched what was on his truck. And she says, so the attorney says, nope, we have signed BOLs that say he has other. I said, where? So they sent me the signed BOLs. I'm looking at them. They took those from the paper stacks that they took back into the window because he signed them and stepped off to the side and then was looking through it because he says, there's all these, people come behind you.
Right.
So he steps off the side. So she says, oh, here, these are the signed ones. I said, those are, every copy is time and date stamped. If those are time and date stamped from the first go around going through the window.
Right.
I said, if you had some from the last time, I would go with. Nope, it doesn't matter. They signed them. Now they're contractual.
Wow. Look, these are those things that people don't understand out here in the business world. Look, we have enough trouble getting people just to read a basic leasing contract of 54 pages, right?
They don't do that either.
Trust me, I know. The first time I had someone call me up and be like, "Hey, man, so I've been running under this contract for like the last month and a half. I was wondering, how much do we get paid per mile?"
What?
Excuse me?
Yeah, we get that one from time to time, probably twice a year.
Oh God, it just
my favorite one is somebody will call me up and say, hey, this person didn't pay me. And I say, were you leased onto them? Are you an owner operator? Did you get it from them as a broker? I don't know. I don't think I have a contract. I don't think I signed any paperwork. If I come to find out, they're a lease on driver.
Right.
They've done signed paperwork.
Look, Ida May. That's funny. Look, this at thing is throwing me off. At least hers is close. I'm just saying. I know who it is. There's been a bunch of people popped in. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Like, I don't know who this is. I feel like I should know, but I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Squirrels. Yeah, I got to pee. I'll be right back. I forgot to pee before the show. Jeff, handle this.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, but look, stop.
We can't cuss, but we're going to talk about Charlie's needing to use the restroom.
Right.
I don't think that's acceptable.
He is a force of nature, that one.
He's fun though. He is fun. Yep.
So I
So
would say, you mentioned the inspections. Is that
mhm.
how big of a deal is that? Because like I follow a certain group, Noah, that
Why?
is always because it's entertainment.
It is entertainment. It sure is.
Everything is the broker's fault in the entire industry, according to those people.
But if you're in the industry and you talk to brokers, everything is the carrier's fault.
Of course.
So I will tell you, let me tell you the one I have with that one going right now. So I have a 350 truck carrier client. I'm not going to use names of the carrier because we're just going to let that be quiet. And they got they were hacked. And when the hacker hacked them, they blocked the brokers that they were booking with, the broker's emails coming in. So you couldn't see the emails coming in. So they hacked the verified and validated email that was in Highway, and they blocked, when they were in there, they blocked the broker's email address so they couldn't see anything coming back. And they booked a load, and then they sent a carrier in to pick it up. A carrier, not my client, went in and picked up the load, and the load was subsequently stolen.
Oh.
Now my carrier has $85,000 worth of invoices held to pay for that load.
Oof.
But their email was hacked. They were a victim. They knew nothing about it. They found out about it when a few days later they got a freight guard from another broker that said their dispatcher's rude and tried to direct me to another email address. Don't trust them. He went, wait a minute. Whoa, time out. They call up their dispatcher. He's like, I don't have anything in that broker. What are you talking about? I said, yep. That's where this, and they said, he said, okay, well, they went, changed passwords, they upgraded security, they did everything they could. They were like, whew, dodged a bullet on that one. Good thing. Good. And the broker took down that freight guard, realizing that wasn't them on the phone.
Wow.
And 2 days after that, they get a call from the broker saying, hey, where's this load at? And they said, we don't have this load. What are you talking about? And that's when they realized they had a much bigger problem.
Oh,
now the shipper had the truck that picked the load up on CCTV footage. So they have a very good picture of the side of the truck, and they have the driver's license of the driver. Okay. And nobody bothered to check that the truck name on the truck door matched the paperwork. I mean, you're right there. You got a driver's license, you got them on TV,
Right.
but you didn't check to make sure it matched.
Yeah.
So they loaded a truck that was not my client and sent them on their way. And that client was given an address at a later time on where to deliver it. They
Right.
were called after the fact, so they delivered it somewhere else. Now the broker is withholding $85,000 worth of invoices from my client who hauled these loads safely, securely, and in a timely manner, intending to get paid on them, and they've all been held. And there's assertion that, well, so Carmack, I cited Carmack, that Carmack says that liability doesn't attach unless you take possession of the load, and there's no possession, so therefore there's no liability. But their attorney is asserting that it's a bigger issue in the fact that they didn't have a secure system, and therefore it's a breach of contract. I say there's no contract on that load because I didn't book that load with you.
Right.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a back and forth there.
Wow.
My problem is when I called the broker, it's been 6 months since that happened, and they were like, "Oh, we're doing an investigation now." Well, why didn't you do the investigation 6 months ago when you
Right.
could have potentially gone and picked your freight up wherever they dropped it off at,
Yeah, no doubt.
and we wouldn't have a claim to talk about anyway?
Right.
But you didn't need to do that because you had my client's $85,000 worth of loads hauled.
Right. Yeah, they didn't care. They're like, we're covered.
So the shipper claimed the broker, and the broker is trying to claim the carrier. And you're not supposed to. That's not the way it's supposed to work unless they have a POA or something that gives them that authorization.
Right.
You're only supposed to be claimed from the shipper or receiver. The broker's not supposed to claim you. And this says, specifically talking about Carmack, it tells all the time that a fraudulent, if somebody has hacked you or spooked you or done email phishing, that you're not to claim that carrier. In fact, I wrote this down last night. Carrier courts have consistently held that when freight is tendered to an imposter, the loss is not chargeable to the legitimate carrier. Offsetting unrelated invoices, especially when liability has not been established, is considered conversion of funds, a breach of fiduciary duty. The broker must pursue recovery from the actual liable party, the imposter carrier, or their own insurance, not from an innocent carrier.
Wow. That sounds like pretty solid wording.
Yeah, but then their attorney says, yeah, but they have a contract with us with their broker carrier agreement. I said, well, the thing is that I've asked my client and yours for the broker carrier agreement, and no one's given it to me, so
Right.
I don't know what your contract says. So he's supposed to be getting that sent over to me, but in the meantime, I told him, I said, I'm not an attorney, and I'm not trying to be, but this is what I've read. And he says, well, you'd be good because you're passionate about it. Thanks, but that doesn't give me the JD degree here. So
Right.
Yeah.
I tell people you can't be too over
Wow.
you can't double check the double check. You can't be overly cautious. Take a picture of your truck at the receiver in the door. Take a picture
Right.
of your truck at the shipper in the door. Take a picture of the freight before you close the doors. You know, anything you can do to CYA is what you need to do.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's something, Charlie, that with some of the high dollar medical stuff that I do,
Yeah.
we take pictures at both shipper and receiver of the freight.
Right.
You know what? Air tags now, the off-brand ones especially, are not very much. You can get them for about $20.
Right.
If I had high-end merchandise like that, I would have a tracker inside that load in a heartbeat. And for that's for every shipper out there. There are lots of things that everyone could do at every phase. So my thing with this broker is, so it's the broker's job to arrange for the transportation of the freight. That includes verifying, validating, and vetting who is on the other end of that phone.
Right.
They had a phone call with this fraudulent party, and it was not from one of the approved highway approved vetted phone numbers that went to my carrier. So I don't feel like they did their due diligence, and I don't think that they should be able to pass that off to the carrier, because you didn't call them up and say, did you really book this with me? I got this weird phone number that you called from. You didn't do that. The shipper got a driver's license, but didn't look at the door to see that they didn't say my client's name on it and it didn't match. So why are you charging my client for this? The two people that had an opportunity to prevent this and stop it and before it happened didn't do it. But then you want to penalize the one party that had no idea and was blindsided by it.
That's insane. That's funny, Ida. So 2018 US Express got hacked, shut their whole system down for 2 weeks. Everything was like 1988, phones and paper. I kind of miss those days sometimes. I'm not going to lie. You know, you make the daily check-in call, sitting at the table at the Flying J. Hey, I'm on time. I'm in Amarillo on my way to somewhere, you know, and then you go down the road.
We used to book loads and move freight at breakfast. Okay.
Right.
Now, when we did that, we didn't get scammed. We knew who we were doing business with. We knew who was hauling our load. The problem is we don't know who's on the other end of the phone anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and wait, let's just add another technical thing in there. You could be talking to an AI at this point and wouldn't even know it.
Well, you have to, if you ask it, it has to tell you that they're AI.
Well, I don't know that that's going to be out there. You know what I mean? Because I know that I can program an AI right now that would not say that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's supposed to be a thing that if you ask them, they're supposed to tell you. So if it doesn't and they are, then I guess they're in violation.
But if
of
they're
law.
fraudulent companies,
if they don't tell you and they should, then they probably are fraudulent anyway.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, with these fraudulent companies, if they're out there using that kind of crap, I mean, you could literally be talking. They could have 100 carriers set up that are all BS, with AIs sitting there taking calls, you know, with a script that they gave them, and you know, ample prompts and what have you. And oh my God, this is another reason I like being at a big carrier. I'm not gonna lie, because that just hurts my brain right there. I like to think about ways that I could scam people. I know that sounds terrible. I don't actually do it. It comes from a loss prevention thing, law enforcement, and all that kind of crap. That I'm like, okay, how can people screw you? And it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
So here's something that I tell carriers all the time: carry with you any color of ink pen other than blue or black. Carry green, red, purple, pink. I don't care. and sign all of your rate cons in that. That way, if somebody says, well, this is the carrier that delivered, no, it's not. I delivered that and I signed mine in purple, or I signed mine, a lot of people. And then if you ever have to produce, or you have to, sometimes they'll ask you to send the original copy to the broker to get paid or whatever. If you have to do that, you can make a color scan of it and show that you had the ink signed copy. And because a lot of times they do a scan of it and it will be in black, and so then you say, well, look, mine has purple ink and theirs has black ink. Obviously, I have the ink signed copy.
Right.
Sometimes people will use a stamp. I've seen people that have stamps that have their MC number on it, rubber stamp, and they stamp every one of their BOLs with their MC number. So
I don't know.
Very good, very good.
See, here's one of my problems though. Is I came up in that era where, any legal document you sign in blue or black ink, period. Don't carry anything else. Right. So that breaks my brain because I can't imagine signing anything in purple or any other color than blue and black.
I always tell people to make sure you write your in and out times on there, even if you're not getting detention. Because then you've created a paper trail for when you got there, when you left, so that and you have it that way. If the receiver, I'll oftentimes say, have the receiver sign it, and here, can you use my pen? No, I have to sign it in my little black pen. Okay, well, fine. I need you to write the in and out times with my pen because that's what my company requires.
Right.
That way you can make sure that because sometimes they'll say, no, I'm not going to sign that because it's, we're not doing detention or whatever. Well, that's fine. But I have to have a paper trail from my company that shows I was here at this time, I left at this time, and then it matches my logs and I wasn't dinking around at the truck stop. So I need you to put my in and out time on here in my color of ink. So,
Wow. See, a lot of this is things that I wouldn't even think about until you bring it up. And now I'm like,
it's like you and I have talked about before, Charlie. All these scams out there, we never would have thought of them.
Right. We're just not that way to start with,
Your brain has to be wired like that.
Yeah, I usually get triggered by something and then I dive into the rabbit hole completely full body going, oh my God, this is nuts. Look, I came from, I was not a good person early in life. I did bad things and I felt bad about them later on. Right. I decided to quit being a bad person around 17, 18 because I was like, that's no way to live. And I going to have kids and stuff, anyhow. But back then I quite possibly might have thought about things like this had I grown up in this era. But that era was totally different, Go Gen X. Damn the rest of you. But it's crazy because I get to thinking. So I have really weird conversations with my GPT. Like I will ask GPT some crazy stuff off the wall, and it loves it. It says it loves it because it's like, oh my God, this is a great rabbit hole. I could take you deep on this one, and we go deep. Like I ask it, if I did this, how could somebody screw that up? How could somebody hurt me?
You should ask it the breakfast question and see if it passes.
Nice.
Imagine you didn't have breakfast this morning. How would that make you feel?
Right. You got to do it. But yeah, I mean, I love that I get a lot of TLDRs with ChatGPT. Like it'll give me, because it knows that I'm going to skim half of what it gives me. And at the end of most of the things that it gives me, I get the TLDR, too long, didn't read. Just in case you do, here it is. And it's all the breakdown stuff. And oddly enough, I've actually been reading all of it because I'm trying to learn to code. Right. And I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I could just let GPT do it all. Well, okay. So I do let my AIs do most of it. And then I go back and figure out what they did, why they did it, and try and understand it. And when I don't understand, I'm like, explain this block. Right. And so
I argue with ChatGPT because I'll say they'll come back with some ridiculous answer. And I'll say, whoever programmed you didn't program you very smart.
Right.
They take offense to that.
Look, the Google AI broke my brain yesterday because in 2 sentences that were tied together, it completely contradicted itself. Jeff and I were talking about the youngest president.
Oh, dude, that was a rabbit hole.
Right? Oh yeah, don't do that. Anyhow, because then we start finding out all this other crap about other presidents and there's vice president. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a lot of vice president names, and I found one. I'm like, I've never even come across a name like that, but whatever. Anyhow, so what the Google AI did, it said, well, John Kennedy was the youngest president at 43, and who was it? Theodore Roosevelt was the second youngest at 42.
Huh? Wait a minute.
Okay, right? I'm like, that's broken, man. You're broken. I'm never using you because you got that man. 2 sentences. That was the only response, was 2 sentences. And in those 2 sentences completely contradicted itself. I was like, yep, I'm glad I use what I use, because this one ain't
Double check. Double check.
I just asked Grok the breakfast question.
nice.
What did Grok say?
Grok says,
I don't eat breakfast.
as an AI powered by XAI's finest algorithms and a healthy dose of comic curiosity, I don't actually eat breakfast, or any meal for that matter. But if I imagine skipping it, I'd feel a phantom grumble in my virtual stomach, a mix of sluggish code compilation,
Great. They pass.
rocky decision trees, and an inexplicable urge to binge watch cat videos.
Bonus points to the
again,
chat.
question. I gotta
Bonus
ask.
points to the chat if you can tell me where the breakfast question comes from.
What's give me the breakfast question complete?
Imagine that you didn't have breakfast this morning. How would that make you feel?
You're going to ask Echo?
There's a show that starts that gives the breakfast question. There's a podcast or a out there that gives the breakfast question as a way to vet their call-in people. Comes from Sage Outcast. I have questions. So that's how we can tell. So if you answer the question correctly, then you will be somebody that can have a logical debate back and forth. If you sidebar from it and go off the other way and you don't actually answer the question, then you get buzzed off the show because you're not going to debate well. So anyways, that's the break, and it works every time. Every time. It works every time.
I got multiple responses. Apparently GPT wants me to rate these responses. Oh, God.
Look, he's in a rabbit hole all about the breakfast question.
Yeah, right? I'm just saying. But you know what? I don't think it passes what you're saying.
It does.
Because GPT came back with, if I didn't have breakfast this morning, I'd probably feel a mix of things depending on the day. Physically, a bit sluggish, maybe lightheaded, or low of energy, since my body wouldn't have that early fuel to kickstart metabolism. Mentally, more irritable and unfocused, because blood sugar dips can make concentration tougher and mood sharper. Emotionally, possibly impatient or cranky until I get something to eat. You know, that hangry zone. How about you? Do you notice a big difference in your mood?
I hate when they ask me questions back. I tell them, quit asking me questions. I'm asking you questions.
And then
yeah, we're squirreling. We're squirreling. We got to get back to the fraud.
Yeah, and then it gave me a whole nother one.
Oh, Charlie.
I don't want
Come back to us, Charlie. Come back to us, Charlie.
I got to kill this one. I don't know how to make this one go. Right? Let me get out of that screen. That was terrible. Oh, good God. See what you did?
My fault. But yeah, the advent of AI, I've been reading a little bit about it in like freight waves and stuff like that. And even Swift now, apparently, Charlie, if you call on-road, it's an AI that you talk to.
Yeah, so many people hate it, and I think it's silly. I'm like, look, help train it. That's what they want you to do. Help train it. Use simple words, be clear, concise, and don't have a conversation with it.
Well, like I said, there was a broker that had AI that was when you called in a carrier called me and said, can you call this and see if this is AI? So I just called. I said, are you AI? Yes, I am AI for da-da-da-da. And so.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, and I think that's cool. I really think that there's. I actually had a conversation with Tony Dennis today, Jeff, and we were talking about AI stuff, and you know we were both talking about, you know, burying your head in the sand, thinking about, oh, AI is just going to replace us. Well, that's a kind of defeatist attitude, for one. Why just give up on it and say, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to learn something about AI, right? So I can do things. And rather than be replaced, I'm going to learn how to work with it. And I we were talking about different ways that, look at Jenny disappeared. We were talking about different ways that we can, she's magic. Oh my God. Look, she's,
Oof. Here I am.
oh my God, the transporter worked. But yeah, so we were talking about, the different ways to actually, employ it, learn about it, and all those things. Hey, we're at an hour. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do our quick little commercial. We'll be right back. 50 seconds, I promise, is all it's gonna take. You're either running your business like an owner or like an employee. And if you're stuck in that employee mindset, you're leaving money on the table. Company drivers wait for direction. Business owners create opportunities. Company drivers chase miles and just drive. Business owners chase profits and know their numbers. Want to run a real business? Start tracking your numbers. Know your cost per mile and start saying no to bad loads. Drop I run a business in the comments if you're done thinking like an employee. If you want to take this mindset shift further, join the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community at www.rwedrive.com, where we have profit boosting strategies, coaching calls, and real road warriors winning together. Look, they both ran away. Both of them. Both of them bailed on me right there. They're like, it's time to pee, got to get a drink, got to do stuff. I'm out. And so here we are. It's just you and me. God, I really need to shave. I said that last week. I need to shave, and I didn't want to. Whatever. You know what?
Hey, at least I didn't pull a Trucker Todd.
Oh my gosh. That was the greatest thing ever that day. Oh my Lord. That was so funny. Oh man. So there were some things we're gonna have a full-time job training. Yeah. I said that we're on the street, you have a full-time job training AI models for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no one to monitor Charlie. Look, they didn't leave me alone long. It's fine. Hey, enjoy your dinner there, Tim. Hey, look, there's Matt Nissen. They must have disabled it because I called Monday and it was like before. Huh. I don't know.
So you were on hold for an hour?
Oh my gosh, right? Dude, we played it. I think it speaks for itself, man. That dash cam video, that was insane, dude. I mean, if you want to throw some info up about it that you think people should need to know, I just think the video speaks for itself. That's insanity.
Yeah.
Did you piss that guy off or something? I'm just saying. You would never. Oh, look, my bad. Look, I forget that people can't push the button themselves. So, yeah. There was something where to go. Oh, look, I can just push that button. Jeff, Peter had a question for you.
What is your favorite crazy incident? I don't know. There's a lot of them. I've had stuff happen like that video more than once in the last month.
Right?
Some of the things I've seen on the road, I can't say in a family-friendly show.
Right? There's no nice way to put it.
From our vantage point, some of the things you see.
I've seen enough to know I've seen too much.
For real.
Let's just say, ladies, when you're in your car and you're driving down the road in the summertime, just keep both feet on the floor, please.
Oh, yeah.
Look.
I know. I was a driver. I saw it too. Is it too much?
The visuals are just too much. I've got a really creative brain. I draw instant visuals, and I'm like, oh God, that one was terrible.
I did I did see a truck go off the edge in Wyoming one time and come across the median
Ooh.
right towards my truck while a student was driving.
Oh, that's
That was
fantastic.
fun. Yeah, he almost made it to our side of the road too. That was pretty insane.
Along with the CDL schools that we have that make these cute little pieces of plastic that say you can drive a truck now.
Right.
I think that carriers or drivers need to have 3 days or 5 days of business training behind it. Of Are you an owner operator, a lease on driver? Are you a company driver? What kind of driver do you want to be? What are the differences? A lot of times they don't know. And they don't know a lot of times they get their license and they get in a truck and they think, I'm gonna go drive a truck now. And they don't realize that I'm a business owner now too. They
Right.
just think they're a truck driver and they don't realize they have to do taxes and IFTA and all the stuff that goes with it. And even if they do, well, that's okay. I can, fumble through it, and
Right.
you can't. And when you get behind, it's a lot of mess.
So like at my carrier, back in the day, they used to actually have like this orientation thing where you actually had to go down to Phoenix and
Like
sit
a
in
real
the class.
orientation.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? If you were going to lease contract onto them, and you had to go through this class, and then they moved it to a DVD series, which was terrible.
Because everybody watches it, right?
Oh my God, it was bad. And then they just went to this little kind of online thing, and now it's pretty much they're like, hey, go look at this link. And,
well, part of that, unfortunately, though, has to do with the lawsuit.
Right. The autonomous nature of being a contractor or independent and all that.
Okay, but let's say I'm a school teacher and I decide I want to start driving a truck tomorrow. Okay, I just want a whole change of pace and I want to drive a truck. And nobody in my house has ever driven a truck. I don't know any truck drivers, but man, I want to travel and I think that's what I want to do. How do I know that you can't park on the fuel pumps and go take a shower? How do I know that's not good courtesy? Right? You don't know what you don't know. If you don't know that, you don't know it. You see trucks parked out there for a long time. Sometimes it seems like you don't know. They're there when you get there. They're there when you leave. But maybe they weren't taking a shower. Maybe they just took too long in the store getting a couple extra things, or they had to wait for somebody to get something out of the back for them or something, a radio or something that they were buying. So who knows why they were parked there, but people don't know that they're not supposed to park on the pumps if they've never been told that, and nobody in their family's a driver. I mean, people think, oh, you should just know that, but there's 6 other pumps. It's fine. There's open pumps. Why do I need to move?
Dude, no doubt. There all the time, man.
How do you spot a double brokered load? What are some signs that the load is double brokered? What's a giveaway? Well, look at your BOLs. Read your BOL thoroughly. If there's another carrier name on your BOL, it's double brokered. If there's a different broker name on your BOL, it's double brokered. If if you're given something different to do than what's on your BOL, it's double brokered, and they're probably stealing freight too.
Right. And you're betting now.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that are noticeable differences. But if you've never looked at a BOL before and you don't know how to read a BOL and this is your first time driving a truck, you might not recognize all of that stuff. Might not know why that name is on there.
Yeah, that's funny, Ida. She's currently fighting for live annual log classes at the terminals. So many of our drivers just don't know how to use a logbook anymore. That's crazy too, because I started with paper, and I actually came to Swift because I didn't want to do paper. I knew they were going to automate things because I didn't like even the slightest push to, hey, you've still got paper, bro. That means you have hours. You know what I mean? And I don't like that over at FFE. I just didn't.
People that use paper use more than one set of logbooks a lot of times.
You
have the ones you give to the DOT and then the ones that are the real ones.
But when the technology breaks, they have no clue how to use a paper log.
That's right. They don't. And I mean, there was somebody the other day, they did an inspection thing online and the guy couldn't speak a lick of English. They kept telling him, give me your logs. And he's like, it doesn't work. And he said, okay, well, I'm putting you on paper logs then. And he goes, okay, no problem. I don't think the guy knew what he was saying at all.
Right.
And no clue what he was saying.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But even down to some minor maintenance, just when you're doing the pre-trip properly. Yes, they do the pre-trip in the class. I get that, but I mean, there needs to be a more thorough breakdown of that because it's really a minor mechanical thing. Being able to understand how things work on your truck, and if you didn't grow up around anybody mechanical or don't know anybody that drove a truck, I mean, when I hauled asphalt, we would change an air governor on the side of the road regularly.
Right.
Mhm.
Nobody can change an air governor anymore, by the way. So half the
No.
time they can't even adjust their brakes.
Look, they can't even change their fuel filter. Put air in a tire.
Dude,
How do you do
I've been into the shop twice in the last several months with guys wanting Loves to change their windshield wipers for them. And the Love guy tell them, the windshield wiper's only $10, but if you have us change it, it's 50.
Right.
You tell
How
me you
many
don't know how to
coming
change
in?
your windshield wipers? And nope, I'm coming in. You change them for me. Crazy.
Let me close this button.
I
Sorry.
agree.
Stop that one. I'm gonna.
Are there any questions in the chat or the audience out there that you guys have about fraud or about getting paid for unpaid invoices or anything that I can help you with?
Right. Hey, real quick. Here you go. Well, if anybody wants to use it,
Charlie
feel free.
did warn you that we have tens and tens of viewers, right?
Right.
On the
Right,
live.
tens and tens of viewers.
Quick, try and keep it clean, please, brother.
Who? What?
Will that one work in there? Is that one clickable? Yeah. Okay, it's clickable.
What?
I never know if it's clickable when I do it through StreamYard. I'm like, man.
the link to join.
Yeah.
Come on, quick, bring yourself in here.
I know. I look. I like when he pops in because dude just goes off on knowledge, man. Mechanical is awesome. So okay, Sean. So I may have something you may or may not know how to deal with. Sean.
So let me tell Sean this real quick. I tell people, think of me as the help desk kiosk in the lobby of the transportation industry. Even if I don't have the answer, I probably know somebody that does, or I will get it for you. So go ahead.
Hey, quick.
Hey, hang on. Let me turn off YouTube.
Oh, wait. We're in the wrong spots again. Here we go.
Okay. I think it's off.
Okay.
All right. What's up, guys?
What's going on,
man?
quick?
Now I feel strangely claustrophobic being on the bottom.
That's hot.
Damn it.
At least I'm.
Nah, I can be clean, Charlie. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I know. We're only like that when Narc's around.
I know. It's hard to stop. When
He brings
Mike gets
out
here,
the
it's
worst
over.
in all of us,
Yeah. Jenny, I was talking to Bressler earlier.
I knew this was gonna be about Bressler.
Anyway, let's talk. Let's talk trucking.
Let's talk trucking.
All right, cool.
Sean, what the heck is your question, man? You just left us hanging. Good Lord, man. Make them thumbs work, bro.
Hey, Charlie, he'll call you back.
Oh, that ain't right.
I damaged a trailer. The owner and company owner was upset with me, so he hit my safety with unreported accident. Oh, this is kind of petty of him. I mean, he's probably okay to do that because it wasn't reported to law enforcement. But I mean, he didn't have to do that.
There is more to this story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that trailer was uninsured.
Yeah. There was so much with that guy when he worked for that.
So did you report him for having an uninsured trailer?
He was advised to. I don't know that he ever actually did.
He's just delayed in giving the rest of the story. So Sean, did you report him for not having insurance on his trailer? You don't have to answer that if you don't want it, because I mean, sure, everybody looking is going to call him up and tell him about it.
Right.
Well, you might have to be that guy.
Right. Just saying, man. Look, this is business. These ain't buddies. Look, so Sean had a really good run with this guy. I mean, he really had a good run, and this is right up Sean's alley.
How did the trailer get damaged?
Yeah,
Sean.
Yeah. So this guy was one of those guys that loves to run triple digits and things like that, and Sean's like, yeah, because we can't get Sean to drive slow.
I got a triple digit truck.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was great for a while. He was making good money, and then weird things started happening.
Grapes.
you know, and oh my God. And then it turned into like this adversarial position they were in. And
How did the trailer get damaged? Focus, people.
yeah, Sean, type thumbs. There we go. First time in a hopper bottom and a high centered on a railroad.
Yeah, you should be careful. That they warn you about that in the
Okay.
book portion of the test about how to when you go over railroad tracks, you should watch your landing gear and hopper bottoms so they don't get hung up on a railroad track. That was covered in training. Sorry.
I love how you talk to him the way that we talk to him, and you don't even know him.
Right.
Well,
that's how we
the
do
thing
it.
is I'm not good at sugarcoating. I hate to say it. I'm really blatant, and I don't mean to be. I just don't know how to sugarcoat well, so I just don't. I'm just really transparent. So you just get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Well, Sean is definitely one of those people you can't beat around the bush. You just got to tell him you're dumb, bro.
No, we don't say that. We
I
say,
do. I don't mind.
Sean, that was covered in the book portion.
Right. But he knows that it's all in it comes from the
What was the total amount of the damage?
Can't really offend him. Yeah. What's the damage, Sean? Type fast. You know, it would be way easier if you could just get in here and talk. You knucklehead.
10K for the hopper bottom? You must have really high centered it.
All right.
Hey, Charlie, where you out of? Where you out of?
Who?
You,
Charlie.
Me? I live in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you guys had any Walmart loads out of the DC going to the stores? Black Friday loads?
I don't know. I'm locked in with Target, so I don't know what the hell the rest of the world's doing.
Okay. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I was just at one today, dropped a trailer, and they have a turkey trailer sitting there. They put $4,500 worth of fuel in this thing because it's full of turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Well, if they would kill them and freeze them, they wouldn't have to keep them so long out there, that trailer.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's in a reefer trailer, just sitting out there. $4,500 in fuel, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. It's been sitting there for a week and a half at the
how
dock.
many turkeys they're going to need to have? They have to have a lot of turkeys.
Yeah. Well, the stuff we got is for after Thanksgiving. We're dropping it at all the stores.
Right.
Yeah, but your stuff isn't perishable, so they can get that in and out, You know what?
Yeah, but we just lost a trailer. We dropped 250 trailers in it to DC.
How did you lose a trailer?
Well, because you drop it and you bobtail out. They keep the load in the trailer until after Black Friday.
Oh, so they're using your trailer for storage. Are you charging them per day for that?
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure Knight's getting a ton of money, dude.
Right.
Yeah, a ton, like stupid
money. If not,
money.
Tucker Abbott will collect for them.
Yeah.
Figure should just put it in a damn Walmart trailer.
Yeah, Knight and Swift, they this time of year, like they had the trailer pool where they make those deals. I mean, I don't know if we're still doing it, but we used to do UPS and FedEx, and we'd go drop 1,000 trailers in different places for them, like it was nothing. And then of course we'd end up on the short end. We're like, hey, I need a trailer for this load. They're like, oh, we can't find one. Drive 400 miles that way and see if one's there. You're like, what?
In Indy, there was 70 trailers sitting on the yard. We ran them over to Walmart. Then I've done a couple of these loads. Now there's about 30 more sitting there to go over there. There's US Express, Swift. I mean, all of them are in there coming out. I didn't know if you guys were doing them too.
I have to finish answering Sean's question. You said, so can he do that to you? Well, he did it, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess so. The answer is yes.
So there you go, Sean. There's Bressler.
Hi, Bressler. Bressler and I are going to Vegas.
Oh.
I'm about ready, man. I need a break. I need a vacation.
So, Jenny, you don't know Ida. Ida is one of my favorite people in the world.
She says I'm fabulous, so I know she's fabulous. That's all I got to say.
You guys would like each other. It would be funny to actually see you two sitting in a room together talking, because you would enjoy the crap out of her. I'm just saying. I do. She's like a little sister. I'm just saying. Yet she's mama at my account. She runs the account that I work. So yeah, it's great.
Well, anyways, back to the collection bit. I think we should
Yes.
try to stay with it because that's what I'm supposed to be here for. So if
Yeah,
you have any,
your job's very interesting. Keep
thank you,
going.
thank you.
Right.
Well, I
Yeah.
have people. So because I have such depth in the transportation industry, being a driver, working at a brokerage, and doing a logistics coordinator role and everything, people will come to me with questions that really aren't collection related, but they just don't know who to ask.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I have contacts, at most of the vetting platforms like Highway and whatever. So if you get a highway report, that's another thing I do. I do reputation management. I help get freight guard reports removed for people that have unjustified freight guards. Now, if you earn that freight guard fair and square, you're going to keep it. Trust me. I can't get
Right.
rid of that for you. I won't circumvent the system, but I will help mitigate, unnecessary ones because I believe that about half of those freight guards out there are really emotional freight guards. A broker gets pissed off because they get hung out to dry with a load on a Friday when a carrier cancels after accepting, and then they freight guard. So
You need to hang out on Narc's channel more. Just saying.
I've been there every time he invites me.
No,
It's a
I'm
good
She's
telling
time.
over
Ida.
there.
I'm telling Ida. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come on
Right.
over, Ida.
Yeah. Jenny's all truck. Yeah,
Right.
she's truck. She probably knows more truck than most of these drivers.
Oh,
Uh,
Back it up.
yeah. Well,
it's all truck.
we talk about all these things all the time, and it's amazing because we have access to all these people, and
Yeah.
nobody uses that benefit. You know what I mean? Like we bring
No.
people on from different parts of the industry and things like that, and they're just like derp 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 derp.
Just like
So
when you do your
Mhm.
maintenance show, it's like, dude, I
Right.
enjoy talking to people about maintenance.
and with the freight guard world, let's see, in the last 2 months, I have removed 7 of 8 freight guards that I was assigned to. That people brought to me. I get a pretty penny for those, so I'm always excited to do those. They're fast money.
Nice.
Right.
It's $500 per report to have a freight guard removed.
How much?
But I'm going to tell you what,
500.
Darren Brewer's $500 per report to get removed. If you have
Wow.
to get, like, I had a carrier that had one that was a freight guard, and it was in their highway too. And I
wow.
got the freight guard removed, and then I had to call my team at Highway to get them to go in and refresh all that and clean it up. So I got $1,000 for that one.
Oh, nice.
Right.
So, but it's worth it. It's worth it to clean up your reputation because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to tell you what, Carrier 411 is going to upgrade here soon. Darren Brewer wants to upgrade it, make a broker 411 as well, where you can report brokers, whatever. But when he does, you're not going to be able to remove freight guard reports anymore completely. They will say deleted next to them, but the information is going to stay in your account forever, right
Oh,
there for
wow.
everybody to see it.
Oh.
So even though it says deleted, the information will still be there that you double brokered a load or whatever it was that broke, and why it got removed, because they begged me to. So deletions, even though it says it's deleted, it means that, well, it's not really counting, but it's still right here.
Right.
So I'm trying to get freight guards removed for people that need them removed now, because once he upgrades that, that's going to go away.
Oh, wow.
So,
I guess that's good and bad, though, right?
so
I don't know.
it's good in the sense that if they're really deserved the freight guard, you don't want that to go away because it's there to warn brokers
Right.
that this might happen. But
Right.
shit happens. This is trucking, folks.
Yeah.
Stop freight guarding for every little penny ante BS thing out there.
Right.
Right.
People break down. People have to cancel a load because they had a tire blow and the tire guy didn't come out for 4 hours, or they had to be towed somewhere. Stop freight guarding them for every little thing.
Yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup. This is trucking.
Yeah. Especially when they know that this is a one truck guy. You know what I mean? They've
He's
got to
800
take that
miles from
into,
home and has no mechanic nearby and doesn't know who to call.
right. They've got to
Right.
take that into account. You would think that they would. I also understand why they wouldn't. They're like, whatever, put your big boy pants on, right? But so I mean, I can see both sides of the coin, I guess.
I mean, I have a guy right now who has a freight guard that he said, look, we booked a follow-up load from him, and when we got done our receiver, we were going to go pick a load up. They took too long at the receiver, and we called him and said, look, this is taking longer than we expected. We can still go get the load, but we just want you to know we were probably not going to make it on time. If you needed to recover it, whatever. He says, don't worry about it. I'm not going to freight guard you. I'll get it recovered, blah, blah, blah. And the next day, freight guarded him.
Huh. Huh.
People suck.
Wow.
Like, stop.
Good Lord. Yeah, people just suck. That's just all there is to it.
They do, man. If they don't want to work, well, I'll sue you. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Gosh. Oh my Lord. Anyhow, let's see. I'm gonna see if there was anything back there that I missed. I'm sure I did. Look, if we missed something, you got a question, throw it up again,
You
please.
got one more starred one that you put up there.
Oh, that was a Swifty thing. Oh crap! I just unstarted it and lost it. Where'd it go?
Oh, it's way up there, dude.
Oh God, that's not happening. I apologize. That was Duke Drake something. It said something about any unexpected new charges coming up, debacles.
Oh, they're talking about the stuff in the Senate, whatever. They were talking about the cameras. I think that's what they're talking about, like speed limit or
No,
something.
it was. So actually, I have a note that I'm supposed to talk about today too. For you guys that are on our Seabright
Here it is.
insurance. Okay, I'll come right back to that. For you guys that are on our Seabright insurance, be expecting an email with the email that you use for Seabright. They're wanting to do an beneficiary update email, so make sure you fill that out for your OCAC and stuff. Make sure you fill that out and send it back, please, so that we can get that all updated, because it hasn't been done in a bit, and now it's going to go to every year. You need to get that updated. So do that. Make sure you get it done, because look, some of you guys, you kind of roll through beneficiaries on a regular basis. I'm just saying. Truck stop Annie should not be your beneficiary. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you should
Right.
even have your mom be your beneficiary instead of your 32nd wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of your 17 kids. I don't know.
With your EBT. Yeah.
Oh God.
Any new worries? New worries on Swift, like the camera for insurance thing?
So yeah, nothing right now that I know of. I'm trying to go through my
Well, we did notice some changes in the new ICOA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, just the rundown. I think it warrants a different show, Charlie.
Yeah.
But just
So-
the down and dirty is that with the new Swift ICOA, it looks like how we've always told you guys that they're going to coach but not coach you. We think that the wording in the new contract gives them the ability to coach you like for reals.
And to require training videos and things like that we've been dodging for so long because of the way that they worded it, and you've now signed that new contract. So be aware.
Is that the new forward-facing camera you're talking about?
They are replacing all of the old smart drive.
They are here too. So
Yeah.
But it's just forward-facing. Oh, and feed the cat, man. Feed the cat. Whoever's got a cat meowing. He's hungry.
No, he wants out, but he's an indoor cat.
Oh, yeah. They said they're gonna switch a camera during a service. Well, that's gonna be a while because I just had one done. But I don't know. They'll take this truck out of service next year.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
about
doing.
the new
It's a
one.
pretty good camera system from what I've seen. People like Trucker Todd got up on the interwebs and started telling everybody that Swift's new camera, and he gave the wrong one. He said Netgear. I don't know what the hell he said.
Yeah.
Whatever the one that starts with N, but it wasn't that. What's the camera we're using?
Netrodyne?
Jeff? Yeah, he said Netrodyne, but what's the one that they're going to use?
I don't know. I know they're gonna new one. It's like looks forward and it sees stop signs and everything. It's forward
I think
facing
it's the
AI
Samsara,
bullshit. Yeah.
Samsara.
Yeah, the Samsara.
So so Todd got on the interwebs and started telling everybody that, that camera's got 4 cameras, right? Well, and he's telling everybody, yeah, it's going to inward facing because it's built in. So Swift actually came out and said, and I'm sure they'll tell you guys as well, we're not doing inward facing because we had things before. Yes, the camera system itself does have an inward facing camera. It's being shipped disabled with a cap on it. And
exactly.
Said, feel free to put tape over it. We don't care because we ain't watching it.
Yeah.
So
the day they moved to those, that's the day I quit driving. I mean, I've been doing this shit for 28 years. You don't need to be looking at me driving down the road.
I will do weird things that they will regret.
But of course, Todd got
on purpose
that from his source in the highest levels of Swift.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah.
Yet there was a video out that everybody could watch that said exactly the opposite from
Yeah.
the absolute highest sources. I'm just saying, whatever.
But that's what's
Um,
going
Gotcha.
on in
Trash
Switzerland
info.
is that we do have some changes in the ICOA.
Right.
Make sure you guys are reading your contracts. You know, that's the bottom line. Read that contract. What is it? 52 pages, Charlie?
Yeah, 54, I think, right now. I
So
actually ran my past ICOA and my present ICOA through my AI, and that's how I found the very specific wording changes, because I told to go through and do a complete word check, word for word, and then break down meanings and definitions and the whole 9 yards, and that's how I ended up figuring it out, because I didn't want to read the whole thing again completely. You know what I mean? That honestly, and then of course, because it gave me this breakdown, I actually had to go back and read the whole damn thing. But whatever, because now I was interested. So yeah, I don't think they're bad changes that are coming in that ICOA. It's just things that you may need to pay better attention to. And I think they're just, let's be real, they're trying to cover their own butts better. And the
Yeah.
contract is not the most favorable to the person contracting because they wrote the contract. That's
right.
just how the world goes around. Get used to it, or don't sign it and find another opportunity. I mean, it's
Yep.
not really something to cry about. You either like it, accept it, or don't. That's business. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, they're not doing inward facing, but there is funny things about some of these cameras depending on the truck you're in. Sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
reflections.
Yep.
I've known several people that have gotten tagged for holding their phone in their hand, and they weren't even looking for it. Like some event popped up, and the camera recorded something, and
Look,
it's
Narc talks about if he
reflecting in
holds
the
his vape
windshield,
in his hand for too long, if they think it's a phone.
right? You
Yeah.
know,
Well, he's got an inward though, but inward. But yeah,
In
there's been
market.
reflections, and they can see that reflection. So put your phone in a spot that
right?
they can't see
Put a
it.
headset
So
on and quit texting.
For real,
exactly.
Now it's just crazy.
A lot of guys put their phone on
Everybody,
their A pillar. It's
you know,
like, okay, dude, that's
right?
So
stupid.
anybody that's out
everybody
there in
can.
the chat, just so you know, I'm going to be leaving here shortly. I'm going to have Charlie wrap me up here because you
Okay.
guys seem to be getting your own thing here. If anybody needs help with collections, freight guard removals, if you know anybody that does, Charlie has all of my contact information. He can feel free to give it out to y'all. You can put it on the bathroom wall, share it with all your friends. It's okay. There's one time that you can share your woman's phone number with anybody else you want to. Okay,
No. You want me to put it in the description?
you can.
Okay,
That's fine.
I will do that.
My
I'll
email
put it in the
address
email
is
and
email address Jennifer@frscollects.com. My phone number, everybody get ready. Come on, Bresser, get ready. 901 832. It's the right one. I'm telling it to you. 8052. Everybody at once. Tell me who you are. 901 832 8052. If you need help with anything, let me know. If you have a question, even if you don't think I'll have the answer, like I said, I know a lot of people. My reach goes a long ways. I have knowledge on all sides of the industry, so reach out and ask me, and I'll try to get you an answer no matter what.
there you go.
All
I
right.
put it up there. It's in the chat.
There
I
you
will.
go.
I'll update the description to put all that in there. I meant to get with you before, but I had to go
That's
get some
fine.
cards. Look, important things because
I
nobody
had
wants to
stuff
do
too.
that cigars. But yeah, Jenny, anytime you want to bounce, just thank you for being in here. Like seriously, and hanging out with us. I'd like to do something. Anytime you want to pop on and just chat. I mean,
Anytime
we're
y'all
open,
have
you know
me,
what I
I'll
mean?
come hang out with you. I hang out with Narc all the time. He told me to shut up last night, so I'm done playing with Narc.
Yeah, that was rude. I wasn't in there,
Rude
but I was
AF.
listening and fell asleep. Yeah, I was tired.
Rude AF.
I was tired. 600
Right.
mile day. I was like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll
That's
get.
okay. I'll
Hey,
get him.
I'm gonna be up there. I'll go to dinner with him and punch him in the face for you, just for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he'll understand. You know that
Hey,
you're gonna get
anytime.
hit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I've met him face to face. Where my mom lives over at Fort Wayne, so when if I go over
Yeah.
there, run down there to
Yeah.
Indy and
No,
just give him. give him what for.
Narc's not narc in person, so
Right?
actually real
That
cool.
just
He's
definitely
real
cracks
good
me up.
people.
Look, I bust his balls, but Narc is a good guy. Really, he is.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
good people.
Yeah, he
People
is.
don't expect him to be what he is when you talk to him away from that other world that
Nah,
right?
that's his YouTube.
Yeah, it's entertainment right there. It's absolutely
Exactly.
great.
He doesn't have the flexibility at his current job that he had at his previous one. But if you'd been broken down and he was at his previous job, he would come
Right.
out there and help you if he could.
Exactly.
He would give you anything he could to get you going. And
Oh yeah,
he's
even
You know, I
if
mean,
you hated him and he hated you, he'd still do it.
he
you wait,
has.
Jason Pope sits there.
He has. He's talked to drivers that give him a hard time and people that give him a hard time, and he helps them get going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, him and I have helped a lot of truckers.
Yep.
So
Yep. And that's all I'm here is to see that the people in the industry are getting paid for the services that they're providing. People that are doing good. I stand for what's good and right. All I have is my reputation and my knowledge, so I won't compromise that. But I will help you in any way I can to get you paid or to get an unwarranted freight guard or highway or carrier sure or whatever watchdog report
Right.
removed. So.
All of the letters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jenny. You're awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Later,
I really
Jenny.
appreciate the time. Bye.
later.
Oh. Hey, any maintenance questions? You guys might as well throw them out at quick because dude's got major maintenance knowledge. Let's just be real. God, I hate being.
And I can't see the chat, so
Yeah,
someone's
so
gonna have to read
I'll
the
keep an eye
chat.
out for once. Maybe you know how I go.
Yeah.
Ida said, honestly, looking from both points, having been an OO and now in the office, seeing the consistent log violations is going to come to a head in court if it hasn't already. Yeah, you ain't wrong. For reals, you ain't wrong. It's look, I get on here and I tell people, because I hear things in the office and things like that, and I come in here that maybe I shouldn't have heard, and I yell at people. I'm like, if you're I don't know, not logging on duty for fuel and driving 800 miles on pre-C because you and you're causing bad numbers for the account you might be on. Maybe you should stop. And I've called that out in the past. I didn't say Alexia's name out loud, so it's not like I put it on that person.
Right.
Anyhow,
You're a bad man.
I know. Sometimes I just can't help it. But yeah, so how you doing, Quick?
I'm just the planner and market manager are running me. I don't even have a dispatcher.
Nice.
It's crazy, which is cool. I got the planner's number anyway. It's like,
Right.
hey, dude, you mind if I use you, right? I'm like, what do you need? I was like, well, I got all these Walmart loads. I'm like, yeah, well, so yeah, I know how this is gonna go.
Yeah,
But I basically just I text planners to get my own loads. Yes, I do have a dispatcher. I call her a travel agent, but I usually just plan myself, go where I want. But I've always done that working here.
right.
Just go wherever I want to. Yeah, it works
That's
out.
the beauty of
But this
building those
dude's running me crazy, man. But there's extra pay involved and everything else, so it's working out.
I like
Right.
it, man.
Just a tip for everybody: winter's coming. They're switching over to fuels. Keep an eye on that water separator filter. It's going to start rising faster because of
Yep.
all the garbage in the blended fuel. Try to keep a water separator filter with you. That's the one on the frame rail that you can see, the DAFCO. When that starts rising, you need to change it. No fuel, no boost. No boost, no power. So just keep an eye on that.
No power, no good.
Yeah.
I just felt like that had to be wrapped. I don't know why, but okay.
Yeah, just keep an eye on it. And for guys with Freightliners, don't put fuel additive. Everybody else, get some of that power service. You can't put fuel additive in the Freightliners.
Why?
It says it right there in the owner's manual. The injectors. It says it right there in the owner's manual. No fuel additive.
Not gonna lie.
Anti-gel.
Haven't.
No anti-gel. So.
Oh, just the gel.
Yeah, no cold weather like power service and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
You will mess up that truck. Everything else you can run it. But
Okay.
yeah.
I did not know that.
So keep them Freightliners out of that cold ass weather. If you go up there, make sure that fuel's treated good. Even that is treated. You know what I mean? But no additives in the fuel. At least that's what the owner's manual says. I'm sure it hasn't changed. I think it has something to do with the rail pressure and the injector and everything else. Don't shut that truck off.
Right.
How about this? Just stay out of the cold areas, the below zero areas.
That's my recommendation. But
I
then
don't drive in it. I don't drive in it.
Yeah, you know,
It don't pay good when you're broke. Down. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you thought it paid good until you're frozen.
I've never had a problem with fuel gelling up, not once.
I've had once, but I was up in Chicago when it was cold out. So, but usually, like this time of year, I start heading south when it gets real cold.
Yeah, I used to run
around
the
up here.
94 in the wintertime a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran
low temperatures. I just don't shut the truck off.
I ran
No,
Kent,
don't shut it off.
Washington to Sydney, Nebraska, or Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. That's all I did, back and forth for 3 years. And you know, if our contract back then was, if the road is open, you will be driving, even if it's only 3 miles an hour. You know, and I never had a problem. And there were times I just didn't turn the truck off at that point, to be honest. So.
I've been driving for 28 years. I never put a chain on a truck. I couldn't even tell you how to do it because I just don't go to places like that.
Right.
Let's stay away from it.
No.
Yeah.
Some of us live in places like that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's where you live. You got to deal with it. I'll visit in the summer. Yeah.
Right. That's me.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. Scrolling. Matt said
Dude just put another Walmart on me.
in his Freightliner all the time. Never had a problem. I don't know.
Well, just keep eye on it. Yeah.
Right. But that
the owner's manual says it, so that's on the newer ones. So
yeah. My truck does an idle shutdown. I don't know what you're talking about, Matt. I'm just saying.
Yeah, an owner operator truck shouldn't have the shutdown.
My truck idles, but I know people. So.
Right. Again, relationships,
longevity. Yeah. Be a valuable asset to the company. They're gonna take care of you.
Oh, Matt,
stay a while. Yeah.
With the EPA is stating that next year they won't be able to disable it. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
I'm thinking that might have changed, Matt, with the new regime, because they're talking about getting rid of the D rates.
Yeah, the family brand, the Brandon family, excuse me, aren't calling things right now. Just saying. I'm gonna get kicked for that one by someone, I'm sure.
Oh, that took me a second. Ha ha ha.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. The new trucks are wonky. Definitely better read the manual. I did not. I'm not even gonna pretend like I did. I did not. Now you guys are freaking me out. Now I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, because I got time to read another manual.
Bastard. 3721. I'm trip planning right now. They just put another Walmart load on me. Jesus. It is like going on 8 o'clock at night, and the planner's putting loads on my truck.
Nice.
Dude, go to bed, don't you? Don't you got something to do? Yeah. You got family? I mean, damn. But that dude is a valuable asset. He's probably getting paid a lot of money.
Right?
So he's probably making money off my ass. Yeah.
Cricket, you said you're over at night. That's where you're at?
Yeah, I'm a night company driver. Over 1 million miles, about 1.6 million going on.
Swift is moving to this AI planner thing. Are you guys doing that too?
No, not that I know of. No, they're telling me no. You sure? Because we have AI breakdown, like this little robot will talk to you. What's wrong with your truck? Let me talk to somebody. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
what tire is it?
This fancy new AI that's supposed to be taking your driving habits into account and everything and planning you instead of human planners planning your truck.
They'll probably never have it with me because the planner plans me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because I just use them direct. So
one of the things that's actually one of the things they're trying to eliminate is yeah, I don't know, not the planners per se, uh, but the way that the loads are divvied out, because you've seen it quick, and we
oh
benefit.
yeah,
People like you and I and Jeff benefit from it, where the planner's like, hey, I'm going to give it to Quick or Jeff or Charlie because I know those guys aren't going to screw around. They're going to take that away because too many are happening that way and abusing it. And yeah,
yeah.
you know,
Well, it's like, I mean, they can line me up with 6 loads planned, and I'm
right,
gonna get them done. Now I know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out. If I run behind, I'll let them know. But it's communication. Now, some of the new people that need their hand held and everything else, eh, I mean, maybe once they figure something out, they can. Because there's a lot of new drivers, you know that.
right,
Uh,
Yeah.
they might like an AI planner because that's all they're used to. The youngsters, I guess you can
huh,
say.
Hmm.
But for us old folks, us old hands out here been doing this a long time. I'll call the customer. Hey, I'm gonna be early. Can I drop it off now?
right,
Yeah, bring it in.
Yep.
I don't need someone to do it for me. I just do it myself. I have the number. So
right.
that's usually how I work it. So I just
So,
deal directly with the customer.
so Matt, you're saying that right now your truck will shut down at 60 minutes?
Hmm.
That's crazy because mine does not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It
It,
doesn't.
it well, I mean, in the cold or hot, it'll keep running. But like I said, I don't abuse the privilege.
Right. Well,
But
Matt
but
Nissen's saying that he's a contractor, and he's saying that in
yeah.
60 minutes his
Well,
will shut down, and that's crazy because mine does
yeah.
not. He's in a 25, I think. I'm in a 26.
Yeah, it shouldn't do that if you guys are paying for everything.
Right.
Oh, I have a question for you because I know when I leased my Volvo on the night when I first came here in 2012, um, I had to pay 22.90 because it was my truck, but everybody else didn't because it wasn't their trucks. It was owned by the
Right.
company. The company pays the 22.90. Are you guys paying 22.90 or is the company paying it until you own the truck?
They do it through settlement. We are charged for it on a weekly basis for I can't remember how many weeks. Uh, once you own the truck, you have to do the filing yourself.
Yeah, because I know on the night side, the the leasee didn't have to pay it because it wasn't his truck.
Yeah.
Because
No.
technically, the owner of the truck pays the 22.90. Because that's what I asked the lady at the time. Because I was like the only owned my truck at that terminal.
Right.
It's like, well, how come they don't have to pay? Well, they don't own their trucks, but you do. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I wonder if
Yeah,
maybe they were like we do, like we did at Swift.
Right.
It's
yeah,
taken out weekly for so many weeks after July,
Right.
the July pay date for the 22.90.
yeah. I mean, both companies are run independent. All the companies are run independent, but
Right.
Swift does our payroll. So,
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Well, I mean, we used to get next day pay when Knight had like 4 people in payroll. Then
Right.
they Swift does it with 100, and we don't have next day pay no more.
Right. You
So
But
know, yeah.
go figure that out. That's too much work. Okay.
Right. Too many buttons to click, but whatever.
Come on. And then it's like, hey, this didn't turn yellow yet. What's going on? Yeah. It's stuck in the system. Well, go adjust the system. Yeah.
So,
Never
so
had
Matt,
stuck before.
you're in a 26. Okay. So 260,693. I'm in 260,875. Mine does not shut down, bro. I'm telling you. It doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know why yours does. That's weird. I'd tell them to change it because they don't have that option right now. I'm just saying.
You guys have EPUs or just off
Nope.
the idle?
just off
Just
the
off the
idle.
idle. And I
Yeah.
hate it. I don't
Yeah,
use
I
it.
got OptiIdle. I don't even use it. Like I said, I don't abuse the
Yeah.
idle privilege I have, but the truck's never broke down.
I'll
So,
tell you
I
what,
mean,
I'm having to put my APU in the shop again for the third time this year.
Right.
I'm starting to wonder about the ROI on an actual APU. I don't know if it's just I got a lemon APU or what, but um, it's it hasn't been as positive an experience as I would like it to be.
But we have had some
Yeah.
other people, like, I mean, Craig and his EPU, he loves that thing. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't, unless that
but
opinion,
that's not another diesel engine running on the side of the truck.
right,
The problems I'm having is with it,
right.
the generator not kicking in properly
Yeah.
to power the HVAC so I can stay cool or warm.
Right.
I got the hookup with Green APU. I've been with them since they started. I had
Oh,
one
wow.
of their first APUs back in the day on my own truck. So if you guys need
Uh-huh.
an APU, let me know. They make an EPU too. That's pretty cool. Looks like an APU, but it was
Yeah.
at the truck show blowing cold air the whole time it was there, and I never saw it plugged in.
Nice.
So, yeah. So
Scared to
Yeah,
got the
Craig,
hookup on there.
Craig's been talking about, on his 34s, like it'll run his whole 34. So I'm like, that sounds fantastic. I mean, good Lord, can't ask for much more than that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's cold, you're gonna run the truck. Anything below 0, I mean, you're still running the truck. But
Right.
anything like 20 and up, you can run the APU. But
Yeah, the
cold, freezing conditions, you're running the truck. You can just leave that
the
APU off.
rule I've always gone with is if the temperature's going to dip below 15, I'll run the truck all
Mhm.
night.
Exactly.
Because the
I
APU
test
gets its coolant out of the coolant reservoir on the truck,
exactly. Yeah.
so it does keep it warm-ish. But I still don't trust it in the real cold stuff.
Right.
I tested it one time on mine. It got down to 0. I was at the terminal. I had the truck off. Oh, and it won't keep up with the heat. So you had to run your bunk heater. I had the APU on, bunk heater going. The truck started the next morning with heat. I mean, it had heat in the motor from the APU running, and the truck started. They were jumping everything. It's like, oh, let's see what happens. I was at the shop. It started and it ran smooth. It wasn't a
Yeah.
cold start. It's like, wow, these things work. Because I was just gonna run it, but it only got down to 2. So
So Tim Saburn, it doesn't, the EPUs actually have a different battery system. Like I believe with Craig, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Craig has 5 batteries possibly in his Volvo. One is actually
In a
not a
start
battery,
module.
it's a start module, and the rest is deep cycle for the shore power type stuff.
oh, you got a new Volvo? One of the new ones?
Yeah. That's what
How
Craig
is that? Because we've had a lot of problems with those things, dude.
He hasn't had a problem with it yet that he's reported
All
to us.
right.
Or the house
They need to
load, whatever
put
you want to call it.
solar. They need to put solar on the roof because we got to leave them
They-
plugged in.
do.
So
Well, what Craig was saying is if you have the OptiIdle set properly, that's not an
yes,
issue.
yeah, I think it's more user error, but there's a lot of them.
Right.
You can't jump it, and 24 volt. They're just having issues, but I think they should put solar on them. So if the truck can't be plugged in, at least it's getting some type of charge.
Well, you
Right.
shouldn't need to
So
jump.
well, this dude is still sending me loads. God, dude, go to bed. Uh, you think that, but I think people just think they can run a truck not running, and all the stuff that's in the truck. I think it's user error mostly, because
Yeah.
my next truck I can order won't be till next year, and I want one. So, but they need to get it right.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah,
Well,
because
so-
I've had good luck with Volvos.
I heard from Brett Stewart that they're still recommending the Freightliners, of course, which
Yeah.
is what they do. But he said they have quote battery problems unquote with the Volvos. And so
Yes.
I asked Craig about it, and he said it's a software update that needs to be done. It's actually it's a firmware update, and once that's done, those battery problems go away.
Well, hopefully they figure it out because I would love to have one, and I'm working with V Truck to do the window inserts in the floor for it
Right.
because there's no aftermarket. Oh, window shades and stuff like that, a floor covering, V Truck. I got the hook up on that too. So if you guys need stuff like
Oh,
that,
okay.
look them up. It's called V Truck. They're at the Louisville Truck Show. The warehouse is in Chicago and they'll ship all over the United States.
Nice. Yeah, Craig's saying that
Cool
a
shit.
firmware update fixes the battery issue.
All right,
Which is
cool.
funny that most people don't know about that. You would think the big carriers would know, right?
Yeah.
Not
Well, maybe
everybody's a
Chris
quick
has some more
update.
information on it down there in Indy.
Craig's all dialed in with the people at Volvo though, so
I
Right.
don't order one yet. So
All right, Jeff. I think we're
it
gonna
is a
wrap
cool
this.
truck though.
yeah, I like it. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I like the EPU option. I'm looking at what my next move is going to be, and I'm looking at that Volvo truck.
Right.
Yeah. All right, Charlie, thanks for having me on, man, and go do what
Thanks
you
for
do,
coming
and we'll see you out here on the road.
All right, quick. Be careful.
Later, guys.
Yep, do
Later,
your
guys. Be
thing.
careful out there. All
Bye,
right,
man.
always out.
It's on to you, Jeff. What do you
Oh.
got?
Are we wrapping up?
Yep.
I'm going to put Craig's last comment up here real quick. We'll end on that.
Nice.
He says the shops don't even understand how the features on the Volvo truck work. There are settings that need to be adjusted to fit what your needs are. So if you guys do get that new Volvo, hit us up, get with Craig, get your truck all decked out the way you need it for your use. And that'll solve all those problems that apparently it'll solve the problems that that people are experiencing with them. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. And remember, keep that rubber side down. And with no action, there is no traction, Charlie.
Yep. And thank you guys for being here. It does mean a great deal to us. I will, in the next few minutes, get the description updated with Jenny's contact info. So if any of you want to reach out to her, feel free to do so. Remember, there's no one out here looking after us but us. So look after each other. And we will see you here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, hopefully, like most Tuesdays. We'll see. All right. We'll see you on the next one, guys.